Hello, everybody. Today, welcome to another Kerfuffle Spotlight with one of our fantastic partners at Landmark. Hello, Samantha. Hello, Simon. Thank you very much for making it today. You okay?
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Very good.
I particularly like the fighter pilot outfit. That's good, Simon. Taking Kerfuffle seriously, which is what we're all about.
I put a shirt on this morning and thought I'd follow suit, so you know.
Excellent. As I said, even I, because we've got such austere guests, I'm wearing a shirt for the first time in three months. So there we go. Guys, I think everyone's heard of Landmark, haven't they? And we understand that you're a multifaceted company. I'll admit, when we were going through the prep in this over the previous days, I didn't know just how much you obviously did. And I think it's fair to say for many agencies, you underpin a number of key roles, responsibilities for them. Is that a common thing you find yourself, almost people being a little bit surprised by just how much you guys do?
No, it really is. It really is. We cover a hell of a lot of the kind of property industry in terms of the products we have, and in terms of the areas of the property transaction we cover. And whenever we are in presentations and speaking to people, it is quite common for people to have heard of the brand names that are associated to us, but not actually realise that Landmark sort of pin the whole thing together. So it is a real common theme that we get back from them, Simon. Absolutely.
Just give us an idea, guys, though. Samantha, maybe you can just tell us what is the size and the scale of the company? How many people do you have working over at Landmark?
Well, just in terms of transaction levels, we touch over 95% of property transactions at some point that go through in the UK. That's because throughout all the different products that we have, some people might just know us as compliance or floor plans, but we also sort of provide survey data. We do work with mortgage lenders, so there's so many different bits to it that at some point through a property transaction we will have touched it, most likely. I mean, we even look after the EPC register, so there's so many elements to it. And I think a lot of our clients will know us for one thing or another, but today hopefully we'll clarify actually there's so many different components that we can do just for estate agents themselves as well.
Wow, so 95%, that's an incredible. I'm supposed to know about these things, and that's an eye-opening. And sorry, and how many people work at Landmark as well? So
I'd say there's about somewhere between 600 and 700. We have offices in Reading, Kent, Exeter, Edinburgh, Belfast, Brighton, Lancaster, all over the place. So it's we each sort of key area looks after a different part of the business, with the kind of head office split between Reading and Exeter. So it's
definitely one of the biggest suppliers out there in terms of headcount. Well, and if you're hitting 95% of all transactions, I'm not surprised. Right. So, but Sam, Simon, please, I think you have the ability to seize control of the screen. Would love to hear what you guys have got to say.
Fabulous. So is I'm assuming the presentation's on there, David and
Simon?
Simon?
Indeed, yeah.
Fabulous. Okay. So I'm Simon Burley, my colleague Sam Peacock. We both work for Landmark. I'm the one with no hair, and obviously you can see the headset. Sam's got plenty of hair, and it looks like she's not wearing one, so I'm quite jealous. So thanks for your time today. We're here to talk to you about Landmark and how we can turbocharge your pipeline. We are a very big business. We have a lot of solutions, and the overriding theme of what me and Sam do at Landmark Estate Agent Services, which is a division within Landmark, is about speeding up transactions with more certainty and less risk. So I'll kind of jump into it without further ado. As Simon said, look, you may not have heard of Landmark per se, but you will have heard of the associated brands: Metropix, Compliance in a Box, ProMap, Etsos, Quest, Searchflow, EnviroSearch, literally to name a few. And we are one of the biggest industries you may not have heard of, but you will have interacted with us over the years in some form, and it's very possible that in your current pipeline you are dealing with products that have been supplied by Landmark. We're a property group. We span the property sector in the UK and Ireland, working with most forms of property professionals, as Sam mentioned earlier. Estate agents, obviously, which is kind of why we're here today, surveyors, solicitors, energy assessors, mortgage brokers, lenders, and Lee's, Landmark Estate Agent Services, the division we work for, is a branch within the Landmark group that is focusing on solving the pain points of estate agents. We touch over 95% of all transactions, as already mentioned, but within the Landmark Estate Agent Services division, we work specifically with around about 3,500 estate agents. which gives us a really good idea of the pain points that you guys are sort of actively facing at any one point. And let's be honest, as it stands today, there are quite a few of them, and pain points that we've never experienced before. So it's a real sort of new time in the marketplace, quite a scary time as well in some cases. So it's mine and Sam's task on a daily basis. We're constantly in contact with our clients, speaking to a hell of a lot of new prospects, and we're feeding back into the business the active issues, pain points. And our division is actually, quite a small part of Landmark, but a very active part of Landmark, and it allows us to be really active, pivot what we're offering, and build new systems and new products to solve those pain points really quickly. We have we're based around a core number of onboarding products at Landmark Estate Agent Services, be it for compliance and MetroPix for floor plans. And adding to that with where we see pain points and issues, that allows us to sort of stick to our mantra of more speed, more certainty, and less risk. And bizarrely enough, it's sort of another stat to throw into the mix here. Something that shocked me with the amount of prop tech and technology and ways we communicate electronically these days, you would have assumed over the last 10-15 years that property transaction times to go from offer accepted to completion would have reduced. Actually, they've almost doubled in the last 10 years, and we're up to about 16 to 18 weeks at the minute. And you would have assumed that may well have halved over that period. And our business goal is to reduce the time of property transactions. At the minute as well, can you afford transaction times to be 16 to 18 weeks, for your current pipeline or new instructions? Will your cash flow allow for this? And this is some real issues that agents are facing. So I'm going to hand to Sam now to discuss the next points around this.
Thank you, Simon. So we obviously know that, the next 3 to 6 months are going to be crucial for most agents, with cash flow being squeezed, and this isn't going to change for some time. We are going to be in a new norm of estate agency and how we operate. With the industry opening back up in a flurry over the past few weeks, we do appreciate that there has been a lot of noise out there. Therefore, just like Kerfuffle, we are trying to help agents make sense of the noise in the supplier space. We're just trying to provide some customizable solutions that can quite simply just speed up the transaction process. We're all well aware that lockdown has stopped millions of UK property transactions in their tracks, with over £1 billion worth of sales commission tied up. However, early reports do seem positive, with listings picking back up, agents being inundated with calls, to request viewings where possible, and the online web traffic has been some of its highest levels it has been for a long time. But as the industry reopens, it's not really business as usual, because obviously social distancing is going to make the job a lot harder. So more and more agents are looking for these digital solutions that can help overcome the challenges that you face. Now, there's obviously going to be a backlog of searches and inevitably delays. So the key question here is, how are agents going to speed things up to get through the next few months? Now, how agents actually handle the coming months will be critical to their success, if not survival, to be honest. It's all very well getting your current pipeline to exchange, and that will obviously inject some cash flow into the business. But how do you cover your costs after that if you're waiting months for new transactions to complete? We don't obviously like to sound doom and gloom, but with an average 16-week turnaround time to get to exchange, there's been lost revenue during lockdown and a diminished pipeline, of course. Now more than ever, agents and solicitors just cannot afford delays. Getting your properties listed, sold, and completed as quickly as possible is your top priority. In the same way that agents have had to adapt, so have suppliers. We've worked hard to bring agent solutions that can help reduce your costs so that you can exchange faster and ultimately getting paid sooner. So the journey to get paid sooner with onboarding properties quicker with more certainty and security, I'm now going to hand you over to Simon just to elaborate a little bit more on what we mean by that.
Fabulous. Thanks, Sam. So as I mentioned earlier, we have kind of two main onboarding products, and then we have built several products off the back end, which Sam will touch upon. And one of our main onboarding products is MetroPix. It's a mainstay of the estate agent market in terms of floor plans. Some research done by Rightmove, it was some time ago now, so I'd suggest the numbers are slightly higher, was that 42% of all vendors would not even invite an agent to their house if they didn't offer a floor plan. I assume you do agree with this, and even in lockdown, I would actually say that's absolutely more essential. They're an essential part of the virtual viewings package, and you need to make sure all buyers are informed as they possibly can be, because we need to help reduce time wasters coming through the door and unnecessary contact with clients. You need to be making sure that you're putting the right people through the door to view a property. So having a better idea of the way the property is laid out beforehand is absolutely essential. We're experiencing a peak in interest of new inquiries and instructions, but can you afford to wait for a third party once you've instructed on a property at the minute to spend time getting to that property? Has that third party supplier furloughed their staff? Are they unfurloughing their staff? Can they deal with the demand you have of the properties that need floor plans on, and then they're having to book that in or making sure that it's safe to visit that property? So it's as an essential part of the virtual viewing package, floor plans need to be done as quickly and as soon as possible. And that's really where Metropix can come and help. With the most used floor plan system in the UK, and are used across 160 countries at the moment. For the last 5 years, we've been voted for by our customers at the EST as a Supplier of the Year in the floor plan category, which, as I've said, is voted for by our suppliers, which is really essential because they are really happy with the service that we deliver, both in the backup and the ease and use of the system. One of the major pluses for Metropix at the minute is Plan Bank. As you'll see it on the screen, there are access to 13 million plans in Plan Bank. So what is Plan Bank? Plan Bank is the system whereby you add the address of the property that you're going to take a floor plan or draw a floor plan for. And we will inevitably either have that property or the property next door or one in that road in our Plan Bank, which we can supply you with. If you've got that property there, you can edit the property details to suit yourself. And it only takes about 5 minutes to draw a 3-bedroom house from scratch anyway. But with Plan Bank, it allows you to do it quicker, allows you to get in and out of the house quicker and spend less time in the property at the moment. Should you or your staff have any questions, we offer absolutely full training and ongoing support as part of the Metropix package. So that's kind of one of the ways we have. Secondly is compliance. Now, I was watching another webinar with Kerfuffle a couple of days ago, and Simon talked about compliance being boring, which I have to take issue with because it is one of the most interesting subjects in the estate agent market, in my opinion. And it's on the tip of everyone's tongue. And unfortunately, it is something we all have to do. I joke, it is a bit dull, but it has to be done. And if it isn't done properly, HMRC will be on top of you. Now, there have been, in some instances, relaxing of the guidelines in the lockdown situation, but we cannot see any evidence of HMRC saying, don't worry about compliance until later in the piece. It absolutely still has to be done as they have said so. So you need to carry out your customer due diligence and your enhanced due diligence still. So you need to consider how you can complete your customer due diligence whilst doing it remotely. Do you want to be going to a vendor's house or getting a buyer to come to your office at the minute so they can give you documents so you can photocopy them so you can hand them back? Probably not. How are you identifying, in another instance, who absolutely owns the property? Not to sound a bit grim, but in these times, there are some drivers of the property market. Divorce is one of them. I'm sure there's quite a few of those about to happen at the moment. And you need to make sure that if someone is instructing you to sell that property, you absolutely know the owners of that property. So how are you identifying that for sure at the minute? Remember, you must conduct customer due diligence or enhanced due diligence prior to listing a new instruction for vendors and for purchasers between offer accepted and exchange. Now, I would suggest you want to get either of that done at the soonest possible point at the minute so you can just tick it off the list and move on and not have to deal with it later. And have you changed your money laundering policy to reflect the new ways of working? So, they're the problems that agents are talking to us about. And the solution really is our compliance in a box product. It brings consistency and speed to your AML process by switching to electronic verification. And actually, if you already are using an electronic verification system, some people are moving to us because of the terms we have around ours, and I'll come on to them in a second. Gives you a simple and safe way to verify your client's identity, brings speed and efficiency to your customer due diligence process because we return results within seconds for you. We have full access to land registry, so you can ID who owns a property. Results in seconds, which helps you get your properties listed quicker, and it ensures safety for your staff and your clients by adopting a remote verification process. As I've said before, the less time you spend in the property, the better. The less time you spend face-to-face with the client at the minute, bizarrely, the better. So it saves you time and money. We have a pay-as-you-go service, which we have for most of our products, with no tie-ins or contracts. We want you to use our products. We want you to be happy with their products, and we will prove that they are some of the best in the marketplace. And beyond that, we offer templates for money laundering policies, risk assessments, and staff training, all for the cost of a money laundering check to help keep you compliant. So look, I'm going to hand you back to Sam now to discuss how we can improve your transaction times even further with the products that we've recently put together. Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. So our clients are telling us that as they are coming out of lockdown, they are trying to exchange as fast as possible on their current pipeline. But then what's going to happen is we're going to have this barren period where we've got new properties that are just sat on the market. So what can you do to shorten this barren period and get money in sooner? Now, this is where we come in with this concept of quick sale ready by essentially getting properties contract ready sooner. So part of the quick sale ready service is the Law Society forms. Whilst your properties are sat idle on the market, why not get those property forms out to the vendors now so that they can start to pull together all the pieces that the solicitor needs to get those properties contract ready? You would order these electronically on our system as well. And in doing this, you can save anything from 2 weeks up to a whole month off your conveyancing time by getting these to the legal partner much sooner than they've ever got them before. What would a month do to your cash flow if your pipeline exchanged a month earlier? It also makes you look proactive to your existing clients, and naturally it's going to make you stand out from competition. So it's another tool under your belt that you can take to new vendors to say, look, this is what we are doing to get you through this current market to sell your homes faster. It also protects you from a compliance point of view because you'll have more information up front about the property to share with those buyers, and it will help you to find out earlier if there's any problems with the property that could cause delays, so that you will also find out further down the line you're going to have less fall throughs as well. Now, this could be something that you look to change permanently when you see the impact it makes on your revenue coming in as well. But also with this, you can look at outsourcing. Now, there are many amazing outsourcing solutions out there, not just from our business. Have a think about, do you need to be doing absolutely everything centrally going forward? Are there things that you can get other teams to do to save your staff time? The same goes for our quick sale ready service and our compliance service. You can outsource these to us. If you don't have a legal partner that you work with, we can even arrange these for you too, as well as looking at bringing in referral fees if this was something that you wanted. You can even outsource your sales progression so that you don't have to have staff spending time chasing down conveyances for updates and for answers. Imagine how much time and money you currently waste on purely chasing for updates. We can take the legwork out of these types of tasks for you so that your staff are entirely focused on the activities that make you money. You need to future-proof your agency, and this is the time now to test new solutions, cut your costs, and just rewrite the rules on how your business is run. It's all about making things better, making things faster, and ultimately more efficient for you. It is about working smarter and not harder. So an extension of this service is we also give you the ability to order no sale, no fee searches. Now, these will be ordered the moment the property has an offer accepted on it and given to the solicitor handling the case. Traditionally, searches don't get ordered until weeks down into the transaction, and that is where agents can see serious delays. This solution speeds all this up significantly. And again, you can either order these yourselves, or you can get your legal partners to do them, or outsource this to us completely and we can order it for you. You wouldn't even need to pay for these searches because they are invoiced to the buyer upon completion. So you're getting all the benefits with no cost. And it also gives a better experience to your client because they only have to pay for the searches if the property goes through. So there is less risk to them. And also, as we said earlier, any problems with the property, they're going to be discovered much earlier. Coming out of lockdown, we know that there's going to be a huge backlog of search requests. Most searches are done instantly, such as the Enviro search, but some searches actually require people to go into the council office to retrieve the information, such as the local authority search or the drainage and water search. So this is where the product here that we've got on the slide, Transact, this is where this comes in. And this can be ordered in the same way. And again, you just charge this to the buyer like you would normal searches. Now, this is our Aviva-backed insurance policy and data bundle. And it is completely unique to Landmark. Nobody else offers this product on the market. What it does is it contains over 70% of what is included in a full local authority search, and then only the unavailable elements are insured out. But that means it provides enough information with the insurance to be able to exchange contracts on. Now, Transact has a 48-hour turnaround time, meaning that your solicitor has most of the local information that they need to start raising inquiries within days rather than weeks. There's also the option you could even order this alongside a full search if you wanted without the insurance element, just so that you've got both. But if you thought councils were slow at returning the local search prior to lockdown, just imagine the backlog and delays that are going to happen going forward. This removes that panic. And again, just think about how this is going to benefit your business long term as well. I'm now going to hand you back to Simon just to talk about some exclusive deals that we've got for Kerfuffle members. But if you do have any questions about what we've mentioned today, our details are going to be on the last side. And obviously, you can get more information on the Kerfuffle site.
Thanks, Sam. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Hope that was sort of interesting. We have various offers for Kerfuffle members that are a kind of extension of what we would give to our normal clients, but just frankly better. So what we offer you guys is the ability to have 2, 3, or 4 months free with our services. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'll explain it in a bit more detail. If you think, do you know what, I'm looking at some of the products, the onboarding products like Metropix or AML checks, you want to try them, we'll give you the first 2 months at no cost. Yeah. If you take out both Metropix and Compliance in a Box, for example, what we will do is we will give you Metropix for free for 3 months and Compliance in a Box on a pay-as-you-go basis. So giving you some real value there. Further to that, if you were looking at any of the quick sell ready or Transact services, once you start to use them, you get Compliance in a Box from a AML point of view and Metropix from a floor plan point of view free for 4 months. So we hope there's something there for you. We've tried to sort of mix it so everyone's got something that they can sort of grasp onto. And we believe that the deals there offer some real value and ability to sort of trial our services. But, you know, that's up for you to decide. So, look, that's our last slide. There's mine and Sam's contact details. I'm sure Simon, David have got some things to say or maybe some questions to ask us. So I'll pass back to them now. And thank you very much for your time.
It firmly gets the Kerfuffle thumbs up from ourselves.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Simon.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you for having us on today as well.